Alright guys, we're back at the warehouse, like 90% recovered from COVID. What a terrible, terrible time that was. So I want to give you guys an update. So I did sign a lease on that 8,700 square foot space. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys if you don't remember. Move-in date is February 1st. We'll see what happens from now until then. I may be able to move in earlier if the electrical permitting and some other things with the town get approved ahead of time. So we'll see. Shout out to my landlord. He has a lot. He's basically giving me money to upgrade the electrical in the space because right now it's just kind of an empty space. He's giving me some money to build out some outlets. I think 15, might be a little bit more than 15, maybe 20 outlets in total, just to get me started in that space. So hopefully that'll be enough to basically have the exact setup that I have here with 147 3D printers. And then I can just move everything over there and be operational on day one. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, the new space is going to be a little bit interesting with the electrical because the electrician is going to wire the electrical to the top ceiling. Since the ceilings are relatively low, they're only 11 feet, he's going to basically wire them on the top, and then we're just going to be able to plug in, or maybe he'll just drop down conduit that we can, for outlets. I don't know exactly what his plans are, but that's, I spoke with him the other day at the space, and that's kind of what we agreed upon. All right, bubble wrap. This is our second to last roll. We have one more roll up there, so we have 2 rolls. Hopefully we finish this up in the next couple of weeks. Don't think we will. We'll probably at least be able to get through one maybe. But yeah, I bought 8 of these bad boys. They came out to like $600 for all 8 or something like that. It turns out that it's a little bit cheaper to just buy these rolls of paper instead of the bubble wrap. So once we run out of the bubble wrap, that's probably what I'm going to do. Just stop using the bubble wrap. Maybe I'll keep 1 or 2 rolls back, or maybe I'll just keep this last roll on hand just in case for something if we need it. But for now, the paper is actually cheaper. I also did buy a bubble cushion maker machine, which is this thing right here. I haven't set it up yet. I'll probably set it up today and show you guys what it is. But basically it allows you to create these bubble mailers. Sorry, not bubble mailers, these bubble paddings. They're not going to be this big, but it's like half the size of these. These are just giant from Uline. I don't know why they're so big, but it basically allows you to make these air cushions. Someone on my previous YouTube video mentioned that. I was like, oh, I didn't even know they existed. And so I bought it. They're actually fairly cheap. They're like 120 bucks, and the rolls are like 20, 30 bucks, depending on where you buy them from. All right, this is Beer's Stump. So Beer is the designer who designs all these trash animals. Excuse me. This guy, this is the fox. He came out with like a little stump a couple of, like a month or so ago. Been late to the party. I'm not exactly sure what happened to this guy, but this was supposed to be a test print. Came out like shit. As you can see, like there was a huge layer shift on the first or second layer here. But anyways, this will do. This is kind of a test print anyway. And the trash animals kind of just live perfectly inside there. And then there's a top here that just will go right on like that. So we're gonna get these printed out, get these listed as well. So we have these available with the trash cans and also with now a tree stump. I think these are pretty cool. We have a ton of brown that we can use up, and yeah, this is where all of our trash animals live. We have all the trash cans there, and we have yeah, we're gonna be adding the tree stump as well. So just wanted to show you guys some things I do sort of to optimize the prints a little bit better so that we can you know, reduce print time and reduce the amount of material that we're using and ultimately reduce our cost. So this is the tree stump. I have 2 here on the build plate here, and you'll see that I have it set to 15%. 15% gyroid infill. And so when I'm looking at the preview of it, you can see that down here towards the bottom of the tree stump, all down here, this is at 15% infill. This is probably way too much infill that is needed, especially just because it's just like a base. And so we can probably get away with like a 5% infill here. You'll see that the total cost of this is $2.38. And so let's do this quick change here and see what effect this will do. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it probably from around maybe 25% of it, like right here, and down. I'm gonna do a 5% infill versus a 15% infill. All right, so let me kind of show you my thought process and how I get this stuff to be sort of optimized to kind of what I like to do in terms of cost and time savings. So here you'll see I have 3 plates sliced. Let me just show you here, 3 plates. This plate up here, what I did was I created a height range modifier. You'll see that there's a range modifier at about 0.25, at about 25 millimeters high. So basically from here to where this plane here, I changed the infill to 5% here. So you'll see in the slice view how that looks. This one is just the regular, no changes, 15% gyroid. And then this one down here is, I changed the entire thing to 7%. So instead of 15% infill to 7%. And so when I go into the preview mode, let's go into plate 1 first. So plate 1, this is the one with the height range modifier. You'll see that from basically from here all the way up, this is at 5% infill. And then around here, it changes to 15%. You'll see that the infill gets much more dense. That's because of the height range modifier. And all things being equal, the price per kilogram, this one comes out to about $1.08 per tree stump, 3 hours and 9 minutes. That's with the height range modifier being at 25 millimeters and 5% infill on just the bottom. Regular, this is just regular, no changes, 15% gyroid infill, 2 walls, right, standard 0.2 millimeter profile. Our cost here is $1.19, and it's about half an hour more in terms of the print time. And then last over here is, I basically changed the entire thing from 15% infill to 7% infill. So not only the lid, not only the stump, but also the lid. So all of this is at 7% infill, 2 walls, and this one is $1.01. So this one clearly is, it's about half an hour slower than the regular one as well. So this one is clearly the one that is the cheapest in terms of cost. Now, I don't really just look at cost, right? I want to make sure that this product can be rigid enough to withstand, falls from a table, or a lot of kids will be playing with these items. So I don't want this to be super flimsy in a way that it just breaks just by maybe throwing it around a little bit. So 7%, 2 walls, I think is strong enough to do that. So what I'll do is I'll do a test print of this. When it prints out, I will sort of do a sturdiness check, and then once it's good to go, I'll essentially just optimize the build plate. I can maybe fit, I think I can only fit like 3 of these guys on a build plate, and then it's kind of off to production in terms of making and printing this, and then it's all about just taking photos and getting it listed on the marketplaces. Oh, and one other thing that I do like to do is I like to create, I like to optimize the print time as much. So you'll see that 2 of these take about 6 hours. And then if I do 3 on a plate, it takes, let's see, I have it sliced here, 3 plates, 8.5 hours. So Evan is typically here from like 9 and leaves at around 5:36. So what I like to do is I'll create 2 files for him. One will be 2, and then the other one will be 3. So basically when he comes in the morning, he can start a 2 tree stump file. And then by the time he leaves, he'll be able to restart this printer and do it with 3 tree stumps. So this kind of optimizes the time a little bit more. So yeah, that's also another thing that I like to do. All right, so this is supposedly a air cushion machine maker from Vevor. Bought this off Temu. It came in a couple days. Probably got to read the instructions to see what I got to do to get this set up. But we're gonna use the roll that they provided and see how this goes. All right, we're about to figure out if this was installed properly. Basically, I just turned it on, plugged it in, wait about 4 minutes for it to heat up, and then it beeps. This is the roll that came with the this machine. And so basically you'll see that one side is, if you look at the perforation here, it doesn't, this side doesn't go all the way down. It kind of stops right here. So this is the side that kind of gets, you see that there's like this little, I don't know, blower here. This is where the air blows and it'll fill up the cushion. So if I did this right, we're about to find out. If I did this right, I should just be able to hit start. Oh, and there we go. So it's actually not super, oh, there we go. There's a fan control here that makes, I guess we'll pump more air into it. Wow, check this out. We're on our way. This thing's actually pretty cool. These films are actually pretty cheap. They're like $30 or something like that for like 1,000 feet. I think. I don't remember exactly the price. But we're just gonna let this go, and we can use this as padding. And I also have a bigger one here. We're gonna test this and see how this works, but I'm gonna be using this when I move my 3D printers into the new warehouse space as padding and support. Oh, pretty cool. We're just gonna let this go for a little bit. All right, now to try to use this big roll and see how this works. This is, I guess, a little bit different of a mailer. You'll see in a little bit. But same concept here. You'll see that this perforated edge goes all the way up and it kind of stops. Actually, oh yeah, I think it stops here. So that means that this side has to be flipped and this side will be facing down. All right, that did not work. I don't know why, but it's not filling up the air bubbles with air. It is a little bit, but not as much as I hoped it would. Okay, so not sure if this is user error or not, but the small rolls that came with the machine were perfectly fine. These were like bigger ones that my wife ordered from Temu. You'll see that it's like a different bubble design. The air is just not pumping enough air to fill up these bubbles properly. There's a little bit of air, but not much. So we're just gonna go ahead and return this roll and probably just buy more of these rolls, because I think these rolls are perfectly fine for what we need. But yeah, this is a pretty cool machine. Let me do it one more time for you guys. All right, we've gone balls to the walls and just let this machine run. Doesn't really go super quick, but yeah, this is, again, this is their air cushion machine. So if you're interested in getting one of these, they are available on Amazon. I got this one from Temu. It's a little bit cheaper, but it all does the same shit. Pretty cool. All right, so we're in the like middle of January, January 16th, I believe it is. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with TikTok in the next couple of days. I know the Supreme Court was supposed to make a decision on whether or not they're going to uphold the ban or not. Who knows what's going to happen? January 19th, I believe, is still the day that TikTok's going to go dark. They've already announced that they're going to shut down operations in the U.S. on the 19th if nothing happens with the Supreme Court or the president or whatever's happening. Who the hell knows? Kind of crazy to think that that actually might come to fruition. We'll see. You know, I sell on other platforms, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Etsy, my own website. So I did just start on TikTok this past year in around June, July 2024. I generated over $100,000 in sales in TikTok. It's kind of gonna suck if it actually does go away. I was planning to do a lot more with the platform, working with more affiliates, testing out new strategies. But we'll see. You can always find my stuff on my website, Dancing 3D Prints. I'll probably be doing more on, I guess, Instagram and also on YouTube Shorts in terms of short format content. We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of other platforms like Lemonade, a couple other ones that some content creators are going to other than TikTok. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. Luckily, I don't have all of my eggs in one basket on TikTok. TikTok probably represents maybe 20% of my revenue for 2024. It's still a significant portion, but right, that 20% actually ended up being a lot more work, considering we have to do a lot of stuff merchant fulfilled and shipping stuff out of our warehouse. Like Amazon still accounts probably for like 70 to 80% of our entire revenue, and that stuff can be produced ahead of time, and the margins are a little bit healthier on Amazon than they are on TikTok, because right, you're spending money in ad spend, you're spending money on paying affiliates. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Like I said, it's definitely gonna suck. Probably won't hurt me as much as it hurts other content creators and people who started on TikTok Shop who have been successful, to just have that kind of just go away at a flip of a dime. Kind of sucks, but I guess this is an opportunity for people to expand into other markets, get outside of their comfort zone, and yeah. All right, and on a side note, in the new space, what I plan to do is build out a print farm that consists primarily of A1 combo printers. So we have 147 3D printers in this space right now. In the new space right now, I'm going to allocate space to have close to 300 printers right now. So basically double this size, right? This is about 2,000 square feet, 147 3D printers. We'll probably allocate around 4,000 square feet in the new space to just 3D printing, and then there's going to be other stuff in that space, which we'll get into later down the road. But my setup would be kind of very similar to this, where I have a row along the wall, like an L shape, and then we'll have these rows of A1 printers sticking out. So it'll be probably 4 racks. So we have 1, 2, maybe another one here, 3, and another one here. So this is a row of 3. We're gonna have basically a row of 4 out, and kind of exact same setup where I have 6 A1s on a shelf with a UPS in the middle. Maybe I will upgrade these cardboard to MDF or plywood. We'll see. But the idea is to just extend all of these out, and we'll have, instead of what I have here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, we'll probably have like 6 rows, and we'll bump everything out either 4 or 5. And I want to have enough space basically where we can utilize a rolling cart, and we can roll the cart down the aisles. We'll have filament on the cart. We'll have spaces for to put product into bins, and then that cart eventually gets brought over to a prep area and prep station where it can get sorted and prepped and ready to be sent out. I did talk to the electrician. Like I said, we're gonna be doing electrical on the ceiling instead of running extension cords on the floor. So excited to show that to you guys. We're still working on pulling permits and whatnot for the new space. So that's kind of the idea. If anybody has any other suggestions in terms of how to optimize the layout, yeah, we'll see. Nothing is set in stone, and a lot of this stuff can be moved around, which is great. Also, we upgraded our Sunloose spools. This was the old spool holder design that I got from Maker World. It wasn't really that great. So got this model instead. This is like a beefier version. And you'll see that a lot of these are using the new Sunloose rolls, or spool adapters. I was told by my contact at Sunloose that they already are making, or are in production, the new rolls that basically mimic the Bamboo Lab refillable rolls. So hopefully when that happens, I haven't gotten a new batch of Sunloose yet. People in my community have said that they've bought Sunloose spools and they've gotten the new rolls. Yeah, pretty cool, because these are kind of a pain in the ass to use the adapters, and also in the regular AMSs, they constantly get stuck in there as well, and it
I think I've destroyed like 2 or 3 motors as of now. Yeah, so that's the plan. A1, more A1 combos. I'm probably gonna wait towards the end, middle of February, towards the end of February to see what happens with Bamboo Labs' new flagship and whether or not it makes sense for me to get that. And I'm hopeful that maybe they'll discount these a little bit more when the new flagship comes out. But yeah, I'm gonna wait till that new one comes out and see what happens with the pricing of these and go from there. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, if you're interested in this content, I'll be doing a lot more videos as we get closer to moving to the new space and setting up the new space. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any questions below. I'll see you in the next video.